Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Hot Dog and a Handshake Pro Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Jayden Ginswider. Joining me here at Sound Peak Audio in Development in Topeka, Kansas, is Shane Price. Shane, how you doing this week?
I'm pretty good.
Got a pretty big show this week. We got the Doggies nominations. We'll predict Saturday night's main event, but as always, we're going to start with the collar and elbow question. So this week, WWE opened up the transfer portal or the transfer window, which is where anybody from Raw, SmackDown, or NXT can show up on any other show. We saw this at Raw with Cody Rhodes, Bayley making appearances, stuff like that. If there was a all pro wrestling transfer window, and we don't know when WWE is going to close this, so let's just say the Royal Rumble is the last day you can do. In the near future, what are the top three transfers you'd like to see? I have mine if you want to think about it more.
I'll start with yours first then.
Okay. Number one, what would draw the most money? Give me give me Kenny Omega and Roman Reigns. I was deciding between Kenny or Moxley, but Kenny and Roman one night only. Give me that match. Number two, my personal pick. I would like a one-night John Cena New Japan appearance. Wrestle Kingdom, January 4th. John Cena, Hiroshi Tanahashi. We've talked about that before. And number three, I would want WWE to announce in this fake world that the first entrant in the Men's Royal Rumble will be someone from the transfer portal. And then I would want that first entrant to be Will Ospreay. And I specifically would want the second entrant to be Carmelo Hayes. So we get like a few minutes
You might post that on his Twitter next.
Ospreay and Carmelo just going crazy. And then we get Ospreay with all these other people in the Rumble. What would be your three picks?
I'm gonna go with Mox versus Seth versus Roman.
Triple threat, all right.
This just makes the most sense. It would draw money. It would do all that stuff.
That works.
Next, I'd probably put. Probably Okada January 4th. One more time. Last ride, I guess.
Okay. I mean,
more announced. Because last time it wasn't really. His last time there wasn't really announced. It kind of felt like it.
Yeah. Who would be the dream opponent there? Would it be like? I mean, just ignore what's already announced. Would it be like Suji? Would it be Saber? Like who would be the?
It'd be Tanahashi.
One more time, Tanahashi. Yeah, that'd be pretty good. And then what's number three? Was he pausing for Shane to potentially sneeze here? Allergies.
Nakajima in this Continental Classic.
Nakajima in the Continental Class. That would be crazy.
That'd be crazy.
That would be crazy. I like that. I think if I was pulling anybody over for the Continental Classic, I'd want it to be Chad Gable.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him in that, but yeah, that's a good one. All right, on to outside the ring news here. Penta, El Cerro Miedo, Pentagon Jr., whatever you want to call him, officially a free agent.
Well, he's already gone back to AAA.
Yeah, he's already done
he's now
AAA
Pentagon
date.
Junior again.
Pentagon Jr., yep.
Yeah, I mean, if it wasn't WWE, I don't know where else he would have went.
Yeah.
So, it's
Yeah,
fair.
we'll see. Maybe going back to TNA, he was there for a while there. That's where I first found him.
Maybe we'll bring back Lucha Underground just for this.
Dude, bring back Lucha Underground. That'd be crazy.
You do not want it back.
No, I don't know.
You don't. You know why you don't want it back? You know who the top guy would be? Del Rio.
Probably. Yeah.
We get Vikingo every week, so I guess it'll be fine.
You could be Vikingo. I feel like Nick Nemeth would have been a great Lucha Underground guy.
Yeah.
There's some cool people out there you could have done.
Yeah.
On to WWE news. TKO CEO Mark Shapiro says there are opportunities to expand WWE PLEs to 2 nights. What would you think of this?
No.
In my personal opinion, there should I don't think they should go beyond the big 4.
Can you imagine 2 nights of a Backlash?
Yeah,
or 2 nights of Payback?
No.
Well, Backlash I can get because it's an international one now.
That would be cool if it was 2 nights Backlash and it was like night 1 is Backlash Berlin and night 2 is like Backlash Paris or whatever.
Poland.
Backlash in Milan or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
If they did that one, I could see. But like the Rumble being 2 nights, so that each Rumble can main event. Mania and SummerSlam are your two biggest shows. I understand those being 2 nights. And then Survivor Series being 2 nights so that the 2 War Games matches can separately main event.
Or
I could see those. But no.
one night is War Games, one night is traditional.
Ooh. One night is Survivor Series Classic, and one night is Survivor Series War Games.
Yeah.
In Survivor Series Classic, they do like what they're doing with Saturday night's main event, and they kind of retro it up. I think that would be cool. Carmelo Hayes to face a new SmackDown superstar on Friday's SmackDown. I feel like the betting favorite would probably be Penta. Any other ideas? I feel like NXT, it could be... It seems like Obafemi's locked back down in NXT, but there's rumor of Ethan Page going to the main roster now.
Let me bring up who he's brought up on Twitter.
This could be an insight into maybe what he's going with. If Shane could stop sneezing.
I'm so sorry. Those great pockets fuck my ass. All right. Cena.
Mm-hmm.
James Ellsworth.
Nice.
Rey Mysterio.
Would love it.
Monty Brown.
Pounce.
And Amazing Red.
Perfect. Ooh, what about Abyss? He's there.
Oh, he's there.
He's there.
That'd be amazing.
Uh-huh.
I'd pop.
Or, I'm trying to think of who else, but yeah, I think Abyss would be crazy. Yeah, I don't know. What would be the funniest option?
Abyss.
Abyss? Yeah.
He's been retired for like years now.
Yeah.
So.
No, that would be pretty great. Yeah. I'm trying to think who else would be a new SmackDown superstar. I don't know. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see who he ends up facing. Let's see, we already talked about the transfer window a little bit. Do you have any thoughts on it as a concept or an idea? Or, for me, it kind of feels...
It's not... I mean, I don't know. It's more of a...
It feels like a story, like an in-universe way to not have to worry about the brand split for WrestleMania season.
They want to be real sports so bad.
I just think they wanted to put like an in-universe, like legislative concept that allows them to just do whatever for WrestleMania.
They want to be real sports so bad, man.
I mean, yeah, that's part of it. But like this way, it's easier to be like, yeah, we're just doing Sammy Kevin at Mania, or we're doing the Bloodline thing can continue even though Jay and Sammy are on Raw and everybody else is on SmackDown. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's stuff like that where they can just cross brand easier. We could do potentially Braun Breaker Mello for the IC title.
Jacob Fatu's Wild Adventure.
Jacob Fatu. What was the name of that Taiji Shimori show? Jacob Fatu Gets Ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then it was also revealed this week that Tonga Loa tore his bicep in War Games, so 3 people got hurt in that War Games match. So he'll be out for a while. On to other news here outside of WWE and AEW. Well, this one still kind of involves both of them. The PWI Top 100 Tag Teams were listed. Were revealed this week. And here's our top 10. Number 10, we have FTR, last year's number 1. Fair, I guess. And then next is Crazy Star. This is Susie Suzuki and May Sarah. How do you say that?
Let me see. Pronounce it. How do you say it?
Meisera.
I think May Sierra.
Meisera. Do you know about them at all? Are they?
They're pretty good. Yeah.
They're pretty good. Okay.
I put them on there. Yeah.
Bloodline / Guerrillas of Destiny. Tonga Loa.
No, I know it's kayfabe, but I don't know.
The Saito brothers. Jun Saito and Rin Saito are 7.
Hell yeah! I fuck with that.
ABC is 6. Chris Bay and Ace Austin.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Chris Bay. Get better soon. Team DK is Haston Nichols.
Yeah.
The Young Bucks.
No.
That's kayfabe. They're tag champions
No,
most of the time.
yeah, but I would put... even in kayfabe, I put the IWGP higher than AEW, so...
Okay. Bishamon, Goto, and Hashi.
Yeah, you have to put them on there.
Number 2, Fraxium.
Yeah, they had a really good run this year.
And for what I believe was the first time a women's team's number 1, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill. I think it's deserving, honestly.
I don't.
I think this has been a bad tag team year across the board.
You're right, yes.
And I think they have stood out the most.
Correct. But
I mean, if you're going just off of in-ring ability, it's probably Fraxium,
World
right?
Tag League, tournaments, titles. I think Mission Mouse number one.
Bishamon. I mean, I could see that too.
I
I think
love
my personal favorite this year was Fraxium, but honestly, like I don't mind the Bianca Jade
my
pick.
personal favorites, the Saito brothers. They've had a fantastic year in All
Mhm.
Japan. It's great to see them do good this year.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know. I just think it's an interesting list, and it really put in perspective to me how poor this tag team year has been, and I really hope 2025 is a better tag team year. We'll also talk about that a little bit when we get to our awards noms. Tetsuya Naito is set to undergo another eye surgery, this time on his left eye. He has had 3 surgeries on his right eye. He is set to face Hiromu Takahashi at Wrestle Kingdom. The two of them won the World Tag League. Unfortunately, neither of our teams won. We didn't have the magic touch for this one like we did the G1. Um, so hopefully he'll still be able to make that date. There's nothing that I think I've seen that makes it sound like he won't. No, Naito.
Naito, yeah, he'll be
With
back.
the eye surgery,
He'll be
yeah,
back.
it's just a few weeks, yeah. What do you think of Naito Hiromu, the World Tag League winners, facing each other at Wrestle Kingdom?
I mean, what are we gonna do? The tag title match is on Dynasty, so
Yeah, you could have done something where it was the tag title match on Kingdom and then the winners defend against the Young Bucks at
especially
Dynasty.
because now it's a vacant title. So
Well, yeah, we can talk about that. So Hanare knee injury. Do you know the specific was an ACL?
it's something. They haven't said he's fixed yet, but he's out for a year.
Yeah, so he's out for a year. Tag titles are vacated. Great Khan will get an opportunity to regain those titles with a mystery partner
Who I'm assuming has already been announced.
against the Young Bucks at Wrestle
because,
Dynasty.
Um,
I mean, I can look it up.
no, because somebody just joined Young Empire.
I mean, I figured it would just be Jeff Cobb. That was my.
It could be, but Templario just joined Young Empire, so I would think it'd be him.
Yeah, there's nothing. The last report on this was 2 days ago by Fightful, and it was saying that he would pick a new partner. I figured it'd just be Jeff Cobb.
Because he's the big motherfucker.
Yeah.
But Templario's cool in Luchador.
Templario,
so
yeah,
awesome.
I do like Templario. He's dope. I don't know. It'd be cool if it was somebody like random, like Michael Oku randomly or something.
Monty Brown.
Monty Brown.
Hey, I'm not the one who pushed for it. It was Carmelo Hayes, so.
Yeah, I think the Young Bucks win this match. I think they go.
I really hope
Well, no,
not.
because I think I like the storyline of them being so afraid of the Death Riders that they're just gonna go to Japan for like 6 months.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? They're just
yeah.
gonna hide in New Japan
And then they come back for what? All In or
or Blood and Guts
Blood
or
and Guts and-
something. Anarchy in the Arena, or yeah, Stadium Stampede, the Elite, and something. I don't know.
Stadium Stampede would be really weird to watch in person. I think.
Yeah, it will be.
Especially
It'll
with
be
VR
interesting. Yeah.
too.
Also, I like that's we can get like maybe some baseball theme going on.
Yeah.
Like there'll be some bats or some pitching or something, like a pitching machine.
Fuminori Hame comes
Dude,
out.
Darby Allin would let somebody put that pitching machine at 100 miles an hour and shoot it into his back
Back.
or chest.
His
head. Yeah. He would let somebody do that.
Darby's gonna be the guy who takes a burning hand from the top rope.
Something like that. Yeah, that'd be crazy. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. So that's kind of what's looking like for Wrestle Dynasty. On to TV this week. We'll kind of quickly go through TV. I didn't get to watch SmackDown this week, so we probably won't really touch on
Yeah,
that.
I didn't either.
I was gonna watch it last night, but then I just had like a headache and wanted to go to bed. So quick hits on Dynamite. We had Kyle Fletcher beat Shelton Benjamin in the C2. Claudio beat Brody King.
Both of those are pretty good matches.
They were pretty good. I liked the Claudio Brody one a lot. I liked that was a good big boy match, and of course just Shelton Benjamin doing anything. Also, somebody I think it was Hoover writes for Bleacher Report pointed out Shelton Benjamin is almost twice Fletcher's age. Benjamin's 49 and Fletcher's 25.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah.
Sheldon is proving that he was horrifically misused in WWE.
Yeah. Also, aging like crazy.
Dude,
yeah.
You know what they say.
Yep. And then Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole move on in the Dynamite Dozen Battle Royal.
I don't
Pretty
like,
predictable.
I don't like that they both won it, but it's whatever. I guess.
It's how they've been doing the Dynamite Dozen. Diamond Ring.
Yeah,
thing.
you're right. I didn't forget about that.
That's how they've been doing it, so it's just kind of how it works. So then on Collision, C2, Darby Allin beats Commander in what I thought was one of the best
Missing
matches of the
Rampage.
week. That was an incredible match.
You're missing Rampage.
What?
You're
Oh, I
missing
skipped Rampage. I forgot. I just never put Rampage in the notes. What happened at Rampage again? Was
The
it
best Okada match so far.
Okay. Here, let me look
Okada,
up.
Mark Briscoe. It's the best Okada match so far.
Yeah, I don't watch Rampage anymore, so I just completely forgot.
We will this week, obviously.
Yeah, I'll watch Rampage this week because we'll see it tonight.
But no,
it was Ricochet Commander as well.
I'm serious. That Okada match is the best one so far.
And Cardona showed up.
Yeah.
Rampage. Garcia versus Garcia beats Beast Mordos. Yeah, so that's cool. Next up, we got Willow Nightingale advances in the International Women's Cup. So it'll be Nightingale versus Hayter on Collision in St. Louis this week.
I think Willow's going to win it.
I think Willow's going to win it because I think Julia Hart's going to cost Jamie the match.
Have you seen the Collision poster for January 4th in Charlotte?
No, is Jamie Hayter on
Willow right out in the middle in it. Big Willow.
Yeah, I think Willow's going to win this.
No. Because on the poster in Charlotte on the 4th, Willow is huge on that poster. January 4th.
She won't be in Japan.
She won't be in Japan. Plus, Jamie's over in Japan already, so it doesn't really work.
I don't know. I think Julia Hart's going to get involved here. I think Willow's going to win it.
I think you're right, but I think she could cost Willow.
Maybe. And then the Death Riders tried to kidnap OC. And,
that was really good. I like that.
Tried to pour cleaning solution down his throat. FTR took them a little bit too long because they were right there. Took them a little too long to react, but they got involved.
Fable called that not straight, and I would agree.
That's really funny. So yeah, anything else from AEW this week you wanted to touch on, or
no? Because I guess this week obviously we're going to Dynamite, so it's more exciting. But this week I think is just a better week overall because the winter's coming.
Yep. Yeah, it was kind of the go home to winter is coming. Just kind of setting stuff up. Speaking of go home, this just a couple days ago as we're recording this was the Go Home Raw to Saturday night's main event. I went with my dad and my little brother. We'll have a little bit for my brother that I recorded with him after we talk about it together here. Final Testament defeated the Wyatt Six when Paul Ellering threw powder in Bo Dallas, Uncle Howdy's face.
No.
Yeah, and what was really funny, and they probably didn't show on TV, was Eric Rowan grabbing a bottle of Prime to wash the powder out of his face. which that was just hilarious. And then there was a Dakota Kai Liv Morgan match that I thought was a pretty decent match, and I was the only person in that building that was super excited for Dakota Kai. I thought she was more over than that. I think sometimes we get in these wrestling bubbles on the internet.
Yeah.
And when you're in person, it plays out a little differently than you expect. Because I felt like there was a lot of Dakota Kai love on social media recently.
I'm in a Jeff Jarrett echo chamber right now, so
okay, that makes sense. I feel like you're just constantly in like a 2006 TNA echo chamber. It's like Monty Brown and Christopher Daniels and Jeff Jarrett and AJ Styles, Samoa Joe.
What can I say? That's a loaded roster, man.
Yeah, Hector
Garza.
Hector Garza. But yeah, so I thought that was cool. This was on the screen for us too. We didn't actually see Drew McIntyre, but in his promo, I liked that he pointed out that like Jey Uso and Sami Zayn just kind of went back to Roman for no reason.
I mean,
like,
you did see Drew McIntyre, but that's later on.
Did I see Drew McIntyre?
He rushed Sammy.
Oh, yeah. I forgot because, like, I was sitting facing the ramp, so that was, like, way far away from me.
Yeah.
So I barely saw that.
It was said if you did see him.
I didn't. Yes, that is true. I forgot about that because it was, like, kind of far away. The Seth Sammy promo, though, was really good. I really liked that promo from Seth. And then Sammy involved cool, them, like, you know, shaking hands, being like, yeah, we're cool.
Yeah.
You know, Ring of Honor boys stick together. Lyra Valkyria moved on in the Women's Intercontinental Tournament. There was then the New Day promo.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude.
Out of the building. Oh, my
God. I love promos like that. Do you remember when Rowan beat Taker Mania?
Yeah.
And the Monday after that promo?
I don't remember the promo now.
He comes out to the biggest booze of his face run ever.
Yeah.
Even worse than he was a heel.
Yeah.
And he says the words, "This is my yard now," throws the mic and leaves. It's so good.
Yeah,
They should have turned him heel that day.
He should have come back at the end of Raw and attacked like the biggest whoever was the biggest babyface at that exact moment.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then Rhea Ripley, insanely over. The most over, like the biggest cheer reaction I've ever heard. Bigger than Cody, bigger than John Cena. When I saw Cena in 2015, like this was ridiculous.
I'll probably see her in December.
Mm-hmm.
I can guarantee you, for me, it won't be because it's the first house show, so I'm not selling my tickets, obviously. But
yeah, I'm just telling you, like this was not the biggest venue I've seen wrestling in. Like the venue in Wichita is smaller than like the T-Mobile Center where I've seen Raw and stuff before. It was just insane. Like she's so over. And then our dark matches were Bayley versus Tiffany Stratton and Cody Rhodes versus Carmelo Hayes, which was really awesome.
I told people, they're like, "What?
Yeah.
What the hell?"
So that was pretty awesome. All right, so we are here post WWE Monday Night Raw in Wichita, Kansas. This, of course, as you know, is Jayden Ginsweider, joined by my brother Lukas Ginsweider. Lukas, say hi.
Hello, bro.
So, Lukas, we just got out of your second wrestling show, correct?
Yeah.
What did you think? What did you think of the night overall?
It was pretty good. I have to go to school tomorrow, so yeah.
Yeah, what was the best moment of the night?
Rhea Ripley smashing that one girl through a table.
Yeah, Rhea Ripley smashing Raquel Rodriguez through the table in the main event. That was pretty awesome. I think for me, the surprise Cody Rhodes match at the end, Cody Rhodes versus Carmelo Hayes in a dark match, that was really, really good. That was fun to see. So the big storyline on Raw right now is the New Day, after turning on Big E. This week was the Fallout. Tell us a little bit about that segment. What you thought?
Yeah, it's sad that they kicked out Big E, but also we booed them so hard they left the stage when they were trying to talk.
Yeah, booed them out of the arena. Who do you think got the loudest reaction of the night? I think it would either be New Day's boos, Rhea Ripley's cheers, or Cody's cheers. Who do you think would have been number one on top?
Probably Cody. Cody.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes, I think, absolutely had the biggest cheers. Some of the other stuff we got to see Seth Rollins talk to Sami Zayn.
Yeah.
What do you think of Seth's fit?
Pretty epic. Yeah.
Was there anything you were surprised by? Anything that ended up being like way better than you thought it would be, or way more fun than you thought it'd be?
2 dark matches. Yeah, 2 dark matches, which was surprising and really I need to go to bed right now type feel.
All right, so I think before we wrap it up, one last thing. Do you think this was better, or do you think the SmackDown we saw last year was better? Remember we saw Roman Reigns, we saw John Cena, Cody wrestled at that too. We got to see a 6-man with Imperium versus Sammy, Dragon Lee, and Ray. Was this better, or was SmackDown better?
SmackDown probably. I mean, they're probably like equal.
Yeah, I mean that's fair. It was a big season opener for the season premiere last time when we saw SmackDown. So we got to see a lot of big stars. Seeing Bayley tonight was cool. It was really cool to see all the women's matches we saw. That was such a step forward from where women's wrestling was when I was your age. So that was really cool to see. Let's see, before we go, where can people find you online? What are your YouTube, your Twitch?
My Twitch is XRover202. My YouTube's XRover202, I believe. I forgot if I changed it.
The Cool Kid Hot Videos?
Cool Kid Hot Videos, too. I do that, too. XRover202 on TikTok, too. But, yeah.
Okay, we'll drop links to that in the description. So thanks, Lukas, for coming on.
Enjoy wrestling.
All right, on to Saturday night's main event predictions. We did 4 matches to predict as of right now.
4? That's it?
Yeah, well, because the 5th match is the women's U.S. title finals, and we don't know because the semifinals are on SmackDown.
Right. Okay.
We don't know who's going to be in that yet. So, first match, Sami Zayn versus Drew McIntyre.
Drew.
Yeah, I think Drew needs this big win to get momentum back because the last time we saw him was a Hell in a Cell at Bad Blood. So,
Yeah.
I think we need that. Then we have Liv Morgan defending the World Women's title against Io Sky.
It's gonna be Liv.
It's going to be Liv. I'm picking Io, probably just trying to manifest an Io win because I think it'd be perfect. Plus, the closing shot of Raw was Rhea and Io tug of war for the title, and dude, that would be a hell of a Mania match.
It would.
Can you imagine that being like night one, match one?
I want the main match.
It would be a cool main, but like
it would be a crazy opener.
It'd be an insane opener.
They get the crowd going.
Because the main will probably be because like I almost feel like
Rhea's too over, man.
There has to be a world title main and a John Cena main.
No.
You don't think Cena has to main?
No.
Okay.
My issue is because Rhea's too over.
Okay, yeah, that's true.
Why isn't Cena open?
Cena could open too. That could be cool, especially if it's the Cena Dominic Mysterio idea we came up with, which is incredible.
Yeah, that should open.
In a triple threat, we have Gunther defending the heavyweight title against Finn Balor and Damian Priest.
Gunther.
I would say Gunther, Finn, and Priest getting each other's way.
Gunther.
This goes to the ring. The ring general.
The ring general.
Also, funny thing from Raw is there were just so many Europeans on the card, and I just kept pointing it out to my brother. At one point, he's like, "Are all these people European?"
You texted me that you had to teach him that he wasn't gay, he was European.
Yeah, I had to say Ludwig Kaiser isn't gay, he's just European. And then after that, I just kept pointing out, because like we saw Alba Fire and Isla Dawn on main event, and then like Lyra Valkyria was there. And I feel like there was another European wrestler that we saw. Oh, we saw Gunther cut a promo, and we saw Finn and JD. So like I just kept pointing out like that guy's European, that guy's European. And then we have Cody Rhodes versus Kevin Owens for the WWE title. I'm riding KO here. It's the right time. It's the right time to take the belt off Cody. I'm going Kevin Owens.
He's not a little mania, man. You know that. You're
going Cody?
Yeah.
All right. We'll see. Interesting picks from us here. This might be an L for me. I don't know, man. I'm just feeling it. Ready to talk Doggies nominations?
No, I'm not. I have something to say.
Okay.
Kevin Owens went on Hot Ones Quebec.
There's a different Hot Ones.
There's a different
Quebec.
Hot One. They are taking it away from Sean Evans. How dare they?
Give me Sean Evans speaking Quebecois.
I bet he could. We had French classes in my elementary school. I bet he could.
All right.
What do elementary school went to actually? I don't know. Because there's like 4 in my town.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if that information's available.
Sean Evans, did you go to West Elementary School? Please comment, please.
Please. So for this year's the first year we're calling it the Doggies. So for the first annual Doggies, our award show at the end of the year, we're going to go through our nominees. There is a fan vote component, which we'll have a link to a Google form in the description on Spotify and on YouTube. For the and then we'll each make a pick, so it won't be just one winner.
Yeah.
Shane, me, Joko should be here next Monday. Fingers crossed.
I do hopes over that one. It'd be fun.
Yeah. Fingers crossed Joko will be here. We could all pick different things. But we do have
different things.
We do have, let me see. We have 30 some awards. I mean, how many do we have total? Close to 30, right?
Just about 30. 20.
Oh, we have
27, 20, 27.
We have 25 awards. Okay, it's just a lot of rows because one of them is I'm just looking at the spreadsheet wrong.
13 options, so.
We tried to limit it to 8, except for what we call the Big 4, which is the Inoki, that's our men's wrestler of the year, the tag team of the year, women's wrestler of the year, and the match of the year. Those we let ourselves go over 8. Most when we didn't. I will start. Let's see with 6, 7. How about you start with mid Carter of the year? Here, we'll just go from what's on our spreadsheet from bottom up.
We coming up my list there.
Okay.
Our first award is, of course, mid card of the year, as you said. This is for the best wrestler who usually appeared in the mid card of the
primarily
IC,
mid card,
US, TNT. First is Braun Breaker, Obafemi, LA Knight, Carmelo Hayes, Kalani Jordan, Roderick Strong, Jack Perry, and Shingo Takagi.
Yeah, Shingo, never openweight champion for a good chunk of this year.
Mid-card,
kind of our international pick.
He's the one that's the most kind of out of place. He usually is the main eventer.
Yeah.
So
those first three guys there, Braun Breaker, Obafemi, LA Knight, kind of the primary mid carders on the three WWE brands this year. Kalani Jordan, I think, has had an underrated run. She was the first women's North American champion, and I think she had some pretty awesome matches. I don't watch a lot of NXT, but I've enjoyed everything I've seen from her. And then Roderick and Jack Perry have just been stalwarts of the.
Yeah.
And then of course Carmelo Hayes has also had a great mid card year, even without winning a mid card title. Like he's just
that escalation from NXT main eventer to mid carder of WWE.
Yeah. Next one. We have the Take It Home Award. This is the most popular finisher of the year. We have the House Call from Swerve Strickland, the Hidden Blade from Will Ospreay, the Tiger Driver 91, various wrestlers, but I think primarily kind of built around Ospreay and Fletcher, yeah. The Busaiku Knee from Bryan Danielson, the Crossroads from Cody Rhodes, and the Super Spear from Braun Breaker.
I mean, the image from the Tiger Driver will be Misawa, but that's the originator, I guess.
Yeah. The Super Spear has been crazy this year. Watching Braun Breaker build up so much speed.
When he moved the ring?
That was insane. That was insane. And then, of course, the House Call and Hidden Blade have been so cool.
Year, so.
Yeah. You want to go to our next award here?
The TV show of the year. We're the best TV show. Raw, NXT, SmackDown, Dynamite, Collision,
Pretty much what it's going to be every year,
yeah.
Unless one of those companies like adds a TV show, or if New
Impact
Japan launches something, or if
really
Impact has an insane year, yeah. Yeah, I think all those have been great. I haven't watched a lot of NXT this year. That might be kind of one of my blind spots.
Yeah, but what I've heard, it's been really good.
And yeah, and from what I've seen, there's been some good stuff. So I think they're all in good contention.
I thought I would have Dynamite last year, but the Collision, that 1 month run was so good.
Yeah. Next, we have the most iconic theme award. So this is going to be a theme song that really seems to matter more than the others this year. It's not just about what's a good theme song, because it has to matter to this year. So we have Final Countdown for Bryan Danielson, Voices, Randy Orton, Elevated, Will Ospreay, and Is Cooking, Dwayne Johnson, The Rock. So, I mean, what are your thoughts on some of that? On what we have here.
I think it's a pretty good selection. All the ones that matter. I remember I popped really hard for when The Rock changed his theme to the Hollywood Rock. So,
of course, Final Countdown, kind of the whole Danielson, end of the end of the full-time career kind of run was built around that. We had the Voices moment at Backlash, and it really carried momentum since then. And then Elevated, it's just been big.
I mean, my friend's top song is Elevated, so.
Yeah. All right, you want to go to the next one?
The entrance of the year. This is for the best entrance.
Specific entrance at a single show, not like just a cool entrance every week, but like a specific entrance.
So our options are Sting's final entrance with his two sons, the Surfer and Wolfpack Sting. Will Ospreay's Hayabusa entrance at Forbidden Door. Swerve's The Warriors entrance with Chris Nana doing the bottles.
Yep.
And then Jey Uso from Backlash, where the entire crowd was just doing the whole theme.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, a fresh one, one that happened last month. Mm-hmm. One I've been clamoring for on the record for years. Kings of the Black Note from Full Gear.
Mm-hmm. Of course, they were sang Down to the Ring by, what's the band's
Dead Body. Singing the song Dead Body.
Yeah. So that was really cool. Next up, we have the Terry Funk Memorial Old Timer of the Year Award. This is for the best wrestler 50 years old or older. We have Jeff Jarrett, Adam Copeland, R-Truth, Christian Cage, Dustin Rhodes, and our New Japan representative here, Yuji Nagata.
Who will always be on this list, probably.
Yeah, well, you got the classic that I love the trope of the Yuji Nagata Young Lion 6-man to open a big show. I've always loved that.
Apart from Wrestle Kingdom, it's going to happen every single show,
yeah.
I swear to God.
Your thoughts on any of the rest of these guys, Jarrett, Copeland?
Really? I mean, I know I'm in the 2006 TNA zone, but that would include Christian Cage, so I guess it's okay. Mm-hmm. But it's between Edge and Christian here.
The argument against Edge, I think, is he spent a lot of time on the shelf. Jeff Jarrett, though, had a great run with the Owen and everything after that.
Really underrated.
R-Truth consistently entertaining. And then I think Dustin Rhodes also just the work rate Dustin Rhodes is at, given his age, is just ridiculous.
Yeah.
Next up, we have the OMG moment of the year. This is given to the most shocking, unbelievable WTF moment of the year. Our nominees are the Darby Allin glass spot, WWE working with TNA, John Cena's surprise retirement announcement at Money in the Bank, the Swerve Hangman syringe spot, Nigel McGuinness returning at All In, and Undertaker's surprise involvement at WrestleMania in the main event. Some crazy stuff happened this year.
Oh yeah.
In the ring and outside the
For
ring.
Sure.
Any thoughts on any of those?
I guess for me, it's gonna be between the syringe and the Undertaker spot.
The Darby one was crazy.
The other one was crazy, but it's kind of this, Darby. That's his issue, But the
Maybe.
syringe spot, I didn't think the full company would do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then,
And you do got to think just how shocking it is that WWE worked with any other company.
yeah, that too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's crazy too. Yeah. And then do you want to read? This one's definitely up your alley. The next one.
The Indie Wrestler of the Year. This is for the best wrestler, not signed to what we consider major promotions, which is WWE, All Elite Wrestling, and
/ Ring of
GCW.
Honor, yeah. And New Japan, yeah.
So, our nominees will be Michael Oku of Rev Pro, Mystico from CMLL, Mascara Dorada from CMLL as well, Mike Bailey, who has been in TNA, GCW,
Various
and
indies.
various indies,
Yeah.
yeah. Josh Alexander of TNA, Nick Nemeth of TNA,
And a lot of other indies. He's really traveled.
Mance Warner of primarily GCW,
Mm-hmm.
and Mustafa Ali, who I guess has spent
Various indies. He spent a little time in TNA.
New Japan,
In New Japan, but
TNA.
he's done a lot of different things too.
My
House of Glory.
friend Jason's indie in like a few days.
He wrestled. He wrestled Amazing Red WrestleMania weekend for House of Glory.
He did, yes.
That was a really good match.
EC3 in Chicago on the 21st.
So yeah, that's a really cool pick. Definitely, it's interesting seeing Nick Nemeth there because previous
Yeah, for
years
sure.
he was Dolph Ziggler and he was on different things. I feel like Mance Warner made a big jump this year. Mascara Dorada 2.0, like I hadn't.
He's so good.
He's so good.
So good.
Kind of came out of nowhere because, like, of course,
He
Mascara
really-
Dorada
he
1.0,
did, yeah.
I knew of, but this guy has been crazy. The rest of these guys, I think Michael Oku kind
Oku's
of
been good.
jumped out, but the rest,
Bailey's
Bailey, Alexander, Mustafa Ali kind of guys, Mystico, you'd expect to be there.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good mix. Next up, we have the Return of the Year award. Every year, the biggest moments in wrestling, there's a lot of great returns. So we do this one separately of the OMG moment. We have
Even though past 2 years, the OG moment's been the winner for the award.
let's see. I mean, I can pull it up. Last year,
Last year, you both picked CM Punk.
let's
In
see.
2022, you picked Cody Rhodes' return. I picked the second year. So
Yeah. Those two, though, specifically. It's like
Yeah,
Cody going
that's
back
fair.
to WWE specifically after starting AEW, and CM Punk going back to WWE specifically after all of that was just crazy. This
Yeah.
year, obviously we don't have any returns in the nominees for that other one.
right.
So
Yeah.
we have The Rock coming back at the beginning of the year.
Not Bad Blood.
Not Bad
Not
Blood,
Bad
the
Blood.
beginning of the year prior to WrestleMania. We have Roman Reigns returning at SummerSlam. MJF's return after his long absence. Let's see, which pay-per-view was
You did
that?
two, seriously. Remember that.
The one specifically was Double or Nothing.
Triple H one?
The Triple H
Yeah,
one,
okay.
yes. John Moxley returning. Let's see,
Champagne?
was that the Death Riders
Yeah, it was.
debut? And then Nigel McGuinness
At all.
for All In. So,
It's,
interesting year for returns.
yeah. Not a huge one.
Yeah, it's not like the last 2 years where like Punk and Cody kind of blew everybody out of the water. There's actually like a real competition here.
Yeah.
You want to do our next award?
Of course, I want to be next award. The most improved. This is for the wrestler who, like we said for Mance Warner, made a huge jump.
Mhm.
So, our nominees are Obafemi from NXT, Kyle Fletcher, Yoda Tsuji, Chelsea Green, Gabe Kidd, Anna Jay, Daniel Garcia, and Tony D'Angelo.
Yeah. So for this Obafemi, I think really burst on the scene last year, but has made such a jump this year. Just
He's-
continues to get better.
Yeah.
Kyle Fletcher in his Randy Orton era, like really defining himself this year. Yota Tsuji's been great. Chelsea Green, I think out of everybody on here,
Say
Chelsea
it
Green.
right.
Chelsea Green is here. She's here the most on character work compared to the rest of the people.
Yeah, for sure.
Gabe Kidd, who I personally do not
I
like.
know Gabe
but-
Kidd you don't agree with,
but I have to acknowledge
his
he's been so
jump,
good in the ring.
especially in the ring this year, has been phenomenal.
Just insane, yeah.
And I'm so mad it was a snowstorm. I would have seen him in January, but
Yeah.
no.
Anna Jay had the whole Stardom excursion and came back
Yeah,
so much
she
better.
came back so much better.
Garcia's made a jump, and then Tony D'Angelo's made a jump too in the ring.
But
He already
like-
had the character down and just is really jumped in the ring. Next, we have one that's kind of big for the two of us, broadcaster of the year, as people who like to talk about stuff.
As professional talkers.
Yep. We have Nigel McGuinness, Excalibur, Michael Cole, Samantha Urban, Kathy Kelly, Renee Paquette, Joe Tessitore, and Dave Prazak. This award can go to a commentator, interviewer, ring announcer. Just somebody who's on the mic often that's not a wrestler. What do you think of the people in this category?
I think that, Dave Prazak deserves some flowers for, consistently being very good at what he does in terms of, like, management and also commentating. But I think Tessitore has been phenomenal.
Yeah.
For an outside guy coming in.
He's been so good, we almost put him in our breakout star award.
Yeah. Yeah, you were close. You were very close to doing that. But I'll get the next two. So our Breakout Star Award is for the top wrestler, kind of like Rookie of the Year, kind of, sort of, where this is their breakout year.
Because they aren't technically a rookie, but their public perception kind of broke out this year. Yeah.
So our options are Hologram, Beast Mortos, Javon Evans, Mascara Dorada 2.0, Brian Keith, Mariah May, Jake Lee of Noah New Japan, and Stephanie Vakir. Well, I mean, there's some good options here. I think the Outrunners kind of just missed out on their breakout, started too late.
Who did you say? The Outrunners?
Yeah.
Yes, they did just kind of get too late into the race, but there's a lot of great names on here, and a lot of people have done impressive stuff. I mean, Stephanie Vakir, between Forbidden Door and her NXT run, Mariah May is women's champion.
I guess as somebody who watched Indies too much, I would say that Javon Evans kind of didn't break out before he was, like, landed on the scene.
Yeah, but I'm just saying is, like, you remember you have to go a little bit more broad casual with this kind of thing. And I don't think a lot of people knew Jay Malachi.
Yeah,
but now a lot of people know Javon Evans. You know what I mean?
That's fair, yeah.
On to the pure wrestler.
I got this one too.
What?
You did two in a row. I did two in a row.
No, I didn't.
You did Broadcaster of the Year and the one before that.
No, you did most improved.
Never mind.
Yeah, you did most improved. Pure wrestler of the year. This is the best technical wrestler. We have Zack Sabre Jr., Bryan Danielson, Chad Gable, Roderick Strong, Daniel Garcia, Gunther, and Fuminori Abe. So I think ZSJ has been killing it in New Japan the whole G1 run. Definitely been the best technical wrestler over there. Danielson had such a great run this year. Gable, there was a time, the first half of the year, it felt like we were talking about something cool Gable did every week.
Oh, yeah.
And then Roddy, Garcia, Gunther, kind of guys that are always going to be in the conversation. Tell the people who may not know much about Fuminori Abe.
So, he's not here on a technical basis, kind of. I mean, he is. Obviously, don't get me wrong.
Obviously, it's a technical wrestler, yeah.
But he is, in my opinion, the best shoot style guy in Japan right now.
Yeah, shoot style is, I would categorize it as a subdivision of technical wrestling.
Yeah.
It's not, the grappling of like a Zack Sabre Jr., the submission switches. It's not quite. Kurt Angle does something kind of in the middle, like in his prime. But yeah, I think
he will submit you. He can't submit you, but he's got the strikes.
Yeah, I like that. I like that pick. You're up next.
With our feud of the year. This is for, of course, the best rivalry feud that we've seen all year. Wrestling will be nothing about these 50 feuds. Mm-hmm. Obviously, it's an important award.
Yep.
Our options are Punk Drew, Swerve Hangman, the AEW Women's with the Tony Storm, Ryan May, and now Mia Shirakawa. Mm-hmm. I guess the Terror Twins against Judgment Day.
Yeah, I think they make it into the category.
And then Ali versus Effie. I guess
It's kind of the indie pick.
also throw Manson.
I like the variety here. I think Punk Drew was just great storytelling. I think
matches too.
in matches, of course, but Swerve Hangman is the most violent one here.
True.
Tony Storm, Mariah May Mina, the most theatrical.
True.
And then the Terror Twins Judgment Day, the most
over.
And it's the closest one we had to like a family storyline because they did feel so close for so long.
Yeah.
Same with Ali Effie, but Ali Effie just being on the indies didn't get the amplification that Judgment Day Terror Twins did, so I like those picks. Next, we have the International Wrestler of the Year award. This goes to the best wrestler to primarily wrestle for a non-U.S. promotion. So, like, technically an American could still be in this if they wrestled primarily in New Japan or
think
Rev
like
Pro.
2017, where like Kenny Omega.
Yeah, so that could count. We don't have any Americans in it this year, but in the future they could be, right? So we have Zack Sabre Jr. of New Japan, Mystico from CMLL, Kaito Kiyomiya from Noah and some New Japan stuff, Michael Oku from Rev Pro, Shingo Takagi from New Japan, Mascara Dorada from CMLL, and Tetsuya Naito from New Japan. What do you think of these nominees here?
They're pretty good nominees, for what it is. I think that it's got that, obviously the common with India still the CMLL, but.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, with CMLL and with Michael Oku, there's a little bit of crossover there, but
yeah, it's good choices there.
On to our next one.
And we have the Mike Work of the Year award. This is the best talker, the best promo artist, whatever you want to call it. They can talk the talk. Our nominees are CM Punk, ZSJ, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, who all of those guys are just always going to be on here.
Yeah.
Jon Moxley for his his promos work has gone up essentially a lot in terms of like the Death Riders. Bryan Danielson, in his retirement run, great promos.
Great emotional promos, yeah.
He had me crying more than once, I'll be honest.
Yep.
Mariah May for her sensational promos, especially this feud has really brought her up to the next level. And Willow Nightingale for really could possibly be the figurehead of AEW for her promo skills.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. I like all these people. Like you said, guys like it feels like Punk, Owens, Zayn, Mox are just going to be there every year until they retire.
Yeah.
Like they're just four great guys. And then Zack Sabre Jr. will probably almost always be our like New Japan representation.
Yeah.
So yeah, I really love this picks and I like this one. On to event of the year. This is the best overall event that we saw this year. So our options are All In, All Out, WrestleMania 40, Double or Nothing, Wrestle Dream, Backlash, and Wrestle Kingdom 18. What do you think of these picks?
For next year, I have a hunch of what it's going to be. But, I mean, these are the biggest events of the year, so, of course.
Yeah, I think All In, WrestleMania, Double or Nothing kind of expect to be there. Wrestle Kingdom kind of expect to be there. Backlash really gets here on the back of the crowd.
Yeah.
Like, that's a really interesting
like
storyline there.
Did these, 15 years ago. Money Night 2011 would always be in there because of the crowd, yeah.
Yeah, stuff like that. And then I just thought Wrestle Dream was one of the better, and All Out were two of the better shows of the year.
Yeah,
All Out being so good is crazy because of the disadvantage it has being right after All In.
I mean, yeah, it's right after All In, but it
stood out as its own show.
It was sensational.
Yeah. And then you got the next one.
I have the next one, the longest one.
A big one here, yeah.
Match of the year for wrestling fans. This is the one that you hear about the most. Really, is the match.
I feel like you hear Match of the Year the most. Yeah, Match of the Year and Wrestler of the Year, I think, are the two conversations you hear the most.
We have a lot of choices here. We have from everywhere in the world. I mean, minus Mexico. We have Japan is here. America is here. Canada's here too. Let's start with the first match on our list: Bryan Danielson against Kazuchika Okada at WrestleMania Wrestle Kingdom 18.
Yes.
Followed by Josh Alexander against Will Ospreay and Impact at the beginning of the year, January 14th, 2024. Samoa Joe versus Hook for the AEW World Title on Dynamite. Will Ospreay against Takeshita on Revolution. Io Sky against Bayley for the Women's Title for WWE on Night 2 WrestleMania, her first nominee in this category. Roman Reigns against Cody Rhodes for the Undisputed Universal, whatever you want to call it, at WrestleMania XL Night 2. Bryan Danielson against Will Ospreay from AEW Dynasty. Will Ospreay against MJF for AEW International on Dynamite. That is the 60-minute match, right?
That was the hour. Yeah, they went the hour.
Swerve against Bryan for the AEW World Title. Swerve versus Hangman from All Out. CM Punk versus Drew from Bad Blood. Sari and Mayu Iwatani against Chihiro Hashimoto and Veni from Sariism Chapter 5. Konosuke Takeshita versus El Phantasmo from the G1 Climax, August 7th, 2024. And the one I practiced for, I'm still going to get it wrong. Io Sky against Utami Hayashishita. Summer Destiny from Marigold.
So the Sari Mayu Iwatani tag match and the Io Sky Hayo Shishida match were your picks. A lot of good stuff here. I think some of those beginning of the year ones, I think people kind of forget about how
really
good that January was with the Wrestle Kingdom Danielson Okada match, Josh Alexander and Ospreay having a great match on Impact, and then Joe and Hook having what was an incredible match on Dynamite. Really set up Hook for like a breakout year or like a most improved year potentially, but it didn't really capitalize on it.
Kind of run into a roadblock there. Yeah.
A Chris Jericho shaped roadblock.
Chris Jericho shaped roadblock, followed by another Chris Jericho shaped roadblock, followed by another one and another one.
Yeah. So that's what we have. Next up is the Platinum Hot Dog Award.
Boy.
So every week, of course, we hand out the bronze, silver, and gold hot dogs and handshakes. The Platinum Hot Dog and Platinum Handshake we each give out each year, and they have like their own special awards. So the Platinum Hot Dog is the best gimmick. This goes to just where we thought had the best gimmick of the year. So our nominees, we have Dirty Dominic Mysterio, Uncle Howdy, Timeless Tony Storm, the Scapegoat Jack Perry, the Patriarch Christian Cage, and the Hangman Adam Page. So what do you think of these nominees? What have you thought of this year?
Those are the best gimmicks this year. I'm pretty sure Tony Storm won it last year. So.
I think Timeless Tony Storm won it last year, and she did it enough this year that she's still in the contendership. It's still such a great gimmick. It hasn't. That really proves how good it is. It just hasn't gotten old.
She fake retired in gimmick.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's pretty great. The Scapegoat stuff.
The Scapegoat, like I'll admit, I'm not a huge fan of the gimmick, but he's carried the gimmick the entire year, so I get it.
Yep. Any other notes on these, or do you want to move on to the next award?
No, it's all pretty good. Pretty good. And the Platinum Handshake, of course, as he said, we got the Platinum Handshakes. This is for the best booker, or promoter, whatever you want to call it. Mm-hmm. And our options are Tony Khan of AEW in Ring of Honor, but more AEW than Ring of Honor.
Yep.
Triple H from the main roster of WWE. Shawn Michaels from NXT specifically. Gato from New Japan, and Brett Lauderdale of GCW.
Kind of another one of those awards where it's probably just going to be these are the contenders every year, and it depends who had an up year, who had a down year.
You see like a little move Lauderdale if, like, say Scott D'Amore comes back, and
we'll see what Scott D'Amore does with MLP next year. I like this.
Who books CMLL will be on this list.
Yeah. So I like this.
Those are the Fab Five, I guess, you know?
Yeah, and I think it's been a really closely contested year for me. I think there's been a lot of ups and downs for all the major companies, so it's going to be really... There's no one runaway favorite this year.
There's not, no.
Like there have been in the past. Next, we have the new tag team of the year. So this is the best tag team that was formed this year. That is... We have Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio, The Conglomeration, and HATE.
It's pronounced hate.
Hate. So what's hate? Explain hate to people.
So, in Stardom, there was a stable called Diotai. They were the big baddies for a long time, like 2017 to this year. At some point this year, they break up. And it's announced that the leader of Diotai and like a good most of that stable are now hate. I have all the names. I can read them off if you need me to. Probably will. People know, I guess. So the top names in this list are Momo Watanabe, who had a great match against Mayu Iwatani, Thekla, Konami, and Natsuko Tora. Those are the big names.
So I've heard of Momo Watanabe and I've heard of Thekla. I don't know if I recognize any other
Konami is trained by Asuka.
Okay, I think I've heard of her,
and then Naruka is the leader. So
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see where that goes. Next up, we have. Let's see. You want to read this one off?
the tag team of the year, which is for the best tag team, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
DIY, FTR, the Young Bucks, Clark Connors and Dylan Maloney, and Fraxion from NXT.
Yeah. I like we discussed earlier with the PWI Tag 100. Not a great tag team year.
No.
So really makes it interesting to see like what it's going to come down to next week when we make these picks. So
Yeah, for sure.
we'll see where that goes. But I think all these teams have had pretty solid years still.
But like somehow, funnily enough, Clark Connors and Dylan Maloney were on the top 10, which is insane.
No, that's insane to me because they've been the best junior tag in New Japan all year.
But I get it. Like the Sender brothers were sensational.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the only guys who I disagreed with on that list was the number one. And that was just because they shouldn't be there. And I guess it was Destiny too. But even then, they're like 11 because of kayfabe.
Next up, we have the Women's Wrestler of the Year award. This goes to, of course, the best women's wrestler. So we have Liv Morgan, Toni Storm, Sarie, Julia, Roxanne Perez, Mariah May, Willow Nightingale, Mayu Iwatani, and Stephanie Vaquer. A loaded category this year.
This
Women's wrestling has been on fire this year. Do you have any thoughts on any of these people? What you think?
I want to explain Mayu Iwatani and Sarie here.
Mm-hmm.
Mayu's had that IWGP Women's title for forever.
Yeah, she's been killing with it. She's had
great
great
matches. Against Sarie, the tag match with Sarie. Bubba Watanabe had a great match with her this year.
Mm-hmm.
She's had, I believe, like 4 matches that have been 4 1/4 or higher.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah, and then
Sarie, same vein, has had great matches with Mike Iwatani, of course. But she's built Marigold's top leagues.
Like, yeah, Marigold has been built around Sarie. That's what it feels like. I mean, from someone who's not super involved with that promotion, like I really see a lot of Sarie
and Utami.
Yeah,
really are the two that are the 2 top stars. But Sarie also does her own shows.
Yeah,
that to me that puts her on this list because she's booking her own stuff too at the same time as being the top star of a big promotion.
She's Dusty Rhodes in it,
and she's Pierce Stardom too. She does it all.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's been great. I think lot of great names on here.
For sure.
I think the one thing that I think we have Rhea Ripley is kind of needs to be. What?
Yeah, we'll if we're getting interrupted by President Joe Biden.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm getting Twitter notifications about. I think my
and
phone
now
just
Mahomes.
my phone just like must like. Sometimes it doesn't get notifications, and I get like all of them at once.
Yeah. Honestly, Rhea Ripley was
just
out
too much
for
injury.
long. Yeah.
Too much injury time. Really, like. I know I talked about earlier in the show how she got just such an insane pop and she's so over.
Yeah.
I think if we're talking a full year conversation, she just spent too much time on the show.
For sure be on here if she's here for the full year. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So you want to go to the next one?
Yeah. For junior heavyweight of the year, this is the best wrestler who is under 220 pounds. This could be even if they're in the next category too. They could still be in this list as well. So our nominees are Chad Gable, who, as we said, beginning of the year, every single week talking about how good he was doing. Mm-hmm. Orange Cassidy, I mean, is this complete without him? No. El Desperado, same thing as Orange. He's always been on top. Since Three Gun disbanded, he's set himself apart as the top guy in that division. Mustafa Ali, after leading WWE, has had a fantastic year.
Probably the top junior on the Indies.
For sure. I mean, he's been in his own indie company. He's in his own indie, school too.
Mm-hmm.
Ricochet, who after leaving the WWE has this, and Speed. First of all, the first Speed tournament was a showcase of Ricochet.
Yes, he was doing cool stuff in WWE, and then just hit that next level.
Yeah.
In AEW, and then our last
Carmelo Hayes. I mean, come on, one of the top guys right now. So.
Yeah, love that. Next is the big one.
The big one.
The Antonio Inoki Memorial Men's Wrestler of the Year Award. Obviously, the best.
If we were following the Inoki way, it would probably be like Volkan this year.
Yeah. It'd be like Oleg Bolton.
That Georgian guy that Josh Barnett got.
Oh, yeah, that guy. Inoki would have loved that guy. But no, this is just named for him because our first episode was the week he passed away, so we thought we should probably name our top award after one of the top wrestlers of all time who has a connection with our show. So the nominees this year: Swerve Strickland, Cody Rhodes, Will Ospreay, Bryan Danielson, Gunther, and Zack Sabre Jr.
I mean, those are the top
Hitters.
guys for the top company, so what you want me to say?
Hitters. Yep. So that's interesting. I think this year does not feel nearly as cut and dry as previous years. It feels like
You're right,
there's a
yeah.
lot of conversations to be had around these,
And we could have it.
and I'm gonna really have to be in the lab this week figuring out my picks because it's gonna be tough. I might flip flop on some of these like 4 times over the next few days.
I'm gonna debate the women's one more than anything else. Probably, I think
That's a big one.
I think right now.
Women's tag team match of the year is always hard because there's so many good contenders.
For sure.
And then what was the other one that I was feeling so torn
Booker,
on?
I know I can.
Booker was
We
one.
do
Yeah.
have some early results in from our public,
Mhm.
and they are showing that there's a lot of these categories are not close.
So, yeah.
Are so close.
Definitely make sure if you're listening to this, go check out the link in the description. Put in your own votes. I think it's gonna be a fun conversation to be had next week. So we'll see
if
that.
It sticks. We have a very funny Booker of the Year winner.
Yeah,
sticks.
we'll see. On to let's see. Oh, tape up the light tubes and take the door off its hinges.
Speaking
It's
of
time
that
for
Booker.
Shane's GCW corner.
Speaking of that Booker, yes. I want to start with their announcing some crazy names for their New Year's Eve show. Today, Dr. Redacted, One Called Manders, Dominic Murdoch, and Tara Zepp for that show. All the members already been announced. Crazy stuff. Hammerstein's gotten insane. But I tell you, this 6-man tag
Oh, I
is
saw this.
gonna go in goddamn insane. I didn't send this to you. So I wanted your raw reaction to
I
this.
saw it on
But
Twitter.
you saw it because it was too big
It's
to
too big.
ignore. Gringo Loco, Ares, Jack Cartwheel against Super Crazy, Tajiri, and Little Guido.
Dude, the piece of me that gave One Night Stand 05 a 10 out of 10
It's coming
is
back.
going
It's coming back.
crazy right now.
And then Masao Tanaka, he'll take on Joey Janela.
I saw that too. That sounds like it's gonna be crazy.
Ali versus Effie. Winner takes on Manson in the main event.
I heard Effie promoting that. Effie had a good interview on the Masked Man show this week that I really enjoyed. So I think people should check that out. He
Also was on Game Changer Weekly, and he got nothing off the table. Any question one asked me he would do.
Yeah,
Also,
he kind of did that with Masked Man too.
also, total sweetheart.
Oh yeah,
Total sweetheart.
seems like such a cool dude.
But Hammerstein, the tickets are moving okay, but it's just such a big show that even if there's a bunch of empty seats like there was in Atlanta, sadly, hey, it's a good show. Speaking of Atlanta, you know who couldn't make it, sadly?
Mm-hmm. Who?
Jimmy Wang Gang.
Dang.
I know that sucks, but that's really about it for the big announcements.
Yeah, it hasn't been a crazy week in.
Of course, they had a match this week, but nothing too huge. Tank, personal podcast favorite Tank,
God, such a cool name. Just calling yourself Tank.
which is first of all a cool name. And I saw him, and holy crap, this dude comes out to pull the plug by death. Has a manager called the Reverend who summons him.
Love it.
He had a world title match against Mass Warner, and once again, Mass Warner has been.
What was the drama this week?
Let's get to drama. Yeah, you're right. Really, another indie talent got pulled.
Yes.
Except we don't know what happened really.
Yeah, there's a lot of kind of mystery here.
So Willie Mack was announced for the show on Friday and show on Saturday in Phoenix and in LA. I want to say 2 days ago or yesterday. We're recording this on Wednesday. So on Monday or Tuesday, he gets pulled. And then it comes out a few hours later. No, he wasn't pulled. He's just not going to be there. Well, the story right now is that he called Brett Lauderdale saying he was pulled. Brett calls his contact Sanjay Dutt, who says no, he wasn't pulled. Brett calls Willie back. Willie says that Christopher Daniels told him not to go. So it's complicated.
The AEW GCW divorce. Looks like the AEW got Willie Mack.
Yeah.
Anything else from AEW or from GCW?
Apart from this week we got one in LA, one in Phoenix.
Mm-hmm.
Highest Room 3. That'll be one of the big shows to watch for Hammerstein.
Mm-hmm.
I say don't miss that one. Of course, we're gonna see Effie against Matt Cardona,
Mm-hmm.
and that could be Ring of Honor champion Matt Cardona.
Could be. We'll
Which would
see.
be awesome.
That'd be really great.
And imagine if Effie wins the Ring of Honor title.
Dream. That'd be a dream. All right, on to our favorite things of the week.
Let's get to it.
This, of course, is the segment where we give our gold, silver, and bronze awards. I give out the hot dogs. He gives out the handshakes. Shane, as always, we'll start with your bronze handshake.
We go with the Cesaro Brody King match.
All right, Claudio versus Brody. I want to give an honorable mention because all three of mine are going to come from the Raw I saw in person.
That's
but
fair.
honorable mention to Jesse the Body Ventura on the Bill Simmons podcast.
Dude.
Insane interview. So good. If you haven't, go check that out.
I'm so worried if somebody's going to bring up somebody he hates on commentary that he's going to go off. It's
Yeah.
so good.
But my actual bronze is going to go to the dark match I saw, Carmelo Hayes, Cody Rhodes.
Oh, that's
it was
not
the best,
fair.
It was
That's
the best
not
match
fair.
I saw. Hey, I mean, it's something I saw this week, and it was
to
the
be
best
fair,
thing.
if we get a cool dark match, and you know what? I'm going to call and say the best thing I saw this week was that CM Punk did a moonsault.
Yeah. What is your silver handshake?
It's going to be the New Day promo.
That's actually also my silver.
Or a
hot dog.
lack of thereof.
Yes, that is also my silver. So crazy to boo them out of the building. Just
Oh,
everyone so
dude,
hated.
The
We
New Day of all people, too.
Yeah, there was a "We Want Big E" chant started. The New Day sucks chant is back. Like, it was crazy.
Them trying to get the point. We didn't do anything to Big E. That's all I can say. That's the only words they
Question for you: do you think that the plan was for them to get booed out of the
No,
building, or
it
do you
was
think
not.
they had a full
'Cause-
promo plan?
Because look at how they came out. They had a promo plan.
Yeah, I think they did too. I don't think they realized
you know what?
the Dominic heat that was going to come down.
You know
on
what?
this.
Let's act like that is the best. That is the best way you want that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
If it isn't going to cut plan, it's because your heels are being too booed to let words come out.
Here's what I'm saying right now: the War Raiders need to win the tag titles next week on Raw, and at the Royal Rumble, the New Day need to beat them.
You're right.
That's exactly what needs to happen. You
Well,
got to get the titles on the New Day by WrestleMania, and the Royal Rumble would be a crazy place to do that. With that huge Lucas Oil Stadium crowd booing on them, that'd be
Yeah.
insane. What's the gold handshake? What's the best thing you saw this week?
Okada versus Briscoe, man. Dude,
That's
that
such a
was
Shane pick.
Such a good match. What are you talking about?
Tony Khan put those guys in the same block specifically for you.
Well, you know what? You know what he should have done? He should have made it this week.
Yeah.
Asshole.
My gold has to go to Rhea Ripley. Just insane.
Oh, yeah.
The pop she got.
Yeah.
Like, just the noise in
fair.
that arena. Like, just has to go to Rhea
No,
Ripley.
because let me say something. I have a friend who's a very casual fan
Mm-hmm.
of wrestling. He likes Roman Reigns and Rhea Ripley. That's it.
Yep.
I got messages on Monday about how cool it was when she came out that day.
Yeah, it was awesome. So, on to the upcoming matches of the week.
Ooh, so Dynamite.
That's, of course, where we're starting, because that's tonight. Kyle O'Reilly versus Adam Cole for a shot at the Dynamite Diamond
I'm
Ring
going for
at World's
7
End.
here. I don't-
Wrestle Kingdom 11 rematch.
That's fair. That's fair. Not the one I wanted to see in person, though. To be honest.
Yeah, it'll be awesome.
Yeah, it'll
Two
be
guys
fun.
with just insane chemistry.
Yeah.
I put them in the same tier as like Sammy and KO as far as chemistry. Like they
Yeah.
just know each
They're-
other
they're-
so well.
They're like. you
So
put them
would
two
you give it a
together,
7?
I'll give it a 7 for now, yeah.
I think it'd be a 7 if I was watching on TV. It's a 9 because we're gonna
See,
be there.
that's why I'm doing it like I'm watching on TV, so
Okay.
it's kind of
Yeah, same watch TV.
For some of them.
The Continental Classic matches, we're going to get Claudio Castagnoli versus Will Ospreay.
That's going to be the 10, dude.
The 10?
Come on, man.
What about Ricochet versus Brody
It's going to
King?
be a 10.
It's a
Come on,
10,
man.
yeah. The tag team match tonight, Jay White and Orange Cassidy versus John Moxley and
If
Pac.
I wasn't in
Very
person,
international match.
I know. If I wasn't in person, I'd give it an 8. But come on, dude. 10.
Yeah.
10, dude.
And then Mariah May versus Mina
This is
Shirakawa,
gonna be a
AEW Women's title.
This is going to be a title 10 week no matter what. So,
Yeah.
come on, man.
We're going to be in the We Want Mina section.
We better be.
Yeah.
We better be.
On SmackDown, we have the Women's U.S. Title Tournament semis. We got Bailey and Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green. You can do as good as I do.
I can't hit it how you do.
You know what? I'll give it a 7.
Yeah. Mia Yim, Tiffany Stratton.
A 9.
All right, predictions. Those 2 matches.
Bailey and Tiffany.
Yeah. I probably would have predicted differently, but
I would like.
it feels like them doing a dark match on Raw was maybe like a chemistry tester for that match.
Yeah.
And
because that dark match was happening, I'm like, it's gonna be Bailey versus Tiffany.
yeah. Collision, we got Willow Nightingale versus Jamie Hayter, the International
10.
Women's Cup.
10.
And Okada versus the Beast Mortos. You can give it another 10? It's going to be a record.
Damn you, 10. Tony Khan! You piece of turd!
Giving that match to St. Louis, dude.
Why does St. Louis get all the good stuff?
I don't know, man. Because KC beat Jacksonville in the playoffs a few years ago.
Dude, honest to God, that's another 10.
All right, and then the only interesting match from TNA Final Resolution this weekend: Ace Austin versus Trent Seven.
I'll give it an 8.
I think it's an 8 for me too. That's
if it was ABC against Buster Spout,
really interesting to see where Ace goes with Chris Bay out.
He'll get a big run. Because of how bad the Chris Bay injury might be. He'll get a big run for sure.
Yeah, he'll get almost like the Rey Mysterio post Eddie dying push.
Yeah,
it'll be insane.
Chris Bay, not dead.
Not dead.
Thank God. But from what I've read, he's either out for a while or for good.
Or like I think probably more similar to when Big E and Kofi both got hurt and Woods won the King of the Ring.
Yeah,
it'll be more similar to that.
Somebody compared the Bay injury to Draws. They got.
Ooh, yeah. That's one of the 2 like blacklisted WWE vault. Like when they gave the Ringer crew full access to the WWE like tape library for that documentary, except for the Owen Hart clip in the Draws clip. Yeah. So yeah, that was crazy. Match recommendation of the week. Didn't really know what to do this week, so as I said, I will until the end of 2025. Just threw a John Cena match on here, and it's topical because it happened in December of 2013. I'm gonna go John Cena, Randy Orton, the TLC match. Really fun match, great match from my childhood that I remember quite fondly. If you want to listen to more of us, classic reviews, Survivor Series 97 was our most recent one. TNA Final Resolution will be out soon if it's not already out by the time this episode drops. That'll be coming out. Happy birthday, Rey Mysterio. His birthday today as we're recording this. My favorite wrestler of all time.
Shout out to the William Shatner version of his theme song. Booyaka, booyaka, booyaka. 619.
Yeah, so definitely check out the links in our description. There will be links to my brother's content creation pages and the link to the Google form. And most of all, just remember to enjoy wrestling.